What is going on, everybody? Crypto's here. Hope that you guys are having a great day. So finally, we are seeing that Bitcoin is breaking down from these two important support lines. These two areas are extremely important, and a daily close below that would be very bad. I think that if Bitcoin closes below these support areas and gets comfortable, I think we will revisit the $40,000 level, and then I will almost be certain that the Bitcoin top is N. Now, we have been keeping our eyes on this head and shoulders neckline and this falling wedge. I've mentioned it in all of my videos, and I know I was a little more optimistic looking at the smaller time frames, but I made sure to mention numerous times that until Bitcoin can get back over the neckline, the trend is to the downside, and we have to be very careful. You guys can see a tweet that I had shared. This BTC bounce to retest the head and shoulders neckline was to be expected and changes absolutely nothing. So again, like I said, this bounce was nothing until this level is reclaimed. Then we have to be extremely cautious. I personally don't think that BTC is going to close the daily candle right here, because that would be extremely bad, extremely bearish. I do think that somehow we're gonna work our way back in here. We still have 5 hours until the daily close, so we will be keeping a close eye on that. Now let's get a little closer to price action on the 4 hour chart. Yeah, so I was looking at a potential inverse head and shoulder right here. Like I was kind of looking at it like from this way, but I was also I also had this trend line right here, and I said that it was a very bullish sign. When Bitcoin broke below, it jumped right back in. So, but I mentioned yesterday that if we start getting comfortable under this trend line, that is a big sign of weakness. And what happened instead of an inverse head and shoulders, Bitcoin was forming a head and shoulders which broke down. Now, I tweeted a picture of this morning, which is the trajectory that I think Bitcoin could be taking. I mean, this could be the bottom, but if we want to measure the technical target, it would take us exactly on this support, which aligns perfectly to this low right here. So still keeping a close eye and hoping that we can work our way back up here by the end of the day, because it would be very bad if we don't. Now, we have also been keeping a very close eye on the US dollar index, and right now, um, okay, so the head and shoulders started breaking down yesterday. Yesterday it had a very bearish close under the neckline. And I mean, right now, I also sent out a tweet this morning saying that it would probably, seeing like, all this bullish momentum, it was trying to work its way back above the neckline. I said that maybe it goes for a retest of the top Keltner channel band, which it did exactly. The Keltner channel is it became my favorite indicator, almost more than the 21 MA. And you guys know how big of a fan of the 21 MA that I am. So I am hoping if Bitcoin does reverse right now, potentially this will, I want to see it obviously close the daily below the neckline and also below the 21 MA. Well, that would be, yeah, so hopefully it gives back all these gains and then we see a bearish close in the US dollar index. If not, if it can find a way to get back above the neckline, then it would be very bullish and therefore bearish for Bitcoin and equities. So we keep a close eye on that. Now, another important chart we've been looking at, Bitcoin dominance. So again, same thing, nothing changes. We're still watching the big 40% level. I still think we go back down and we touch this level, and as I mentioned, I have no idea what happens. But I do mention in all my videos that it doesn't happen often that we saw the type of market crash that we saw this week, and then there was no change in the Bitcoin dominance. Normally, this is what happens. when the markets dump. Bitcoin dominance skyrockets, and this did not happen. So maybe we are seeing a shift in the trend where the money will probably flow into alts. Alts will probably be the stronger bet, the stronger investment for the remainder of this cycle. Now let's take a look at Cspr, which I have been covering. Well, honestly, this is looking very, very weak. I do not like to, I never like to sell near the bottom, but I am keeping a close eye on Cspr because you do not want to be bag holding. If we want to look for areas of significant support, then I think Cspr can very easily revisit those areas. And, this would be another, yeah, you could lose easily another 10% on Cspr, but having closed the daily below we have the daily 21 MA, the 8 EMA, and the middle band of the Keltner channel, I do think that Cspr will probably go and retest that level, and that would be a good area to sell some of your position and to potentially buy back lower. So I hope that nobody bought around the tops. Me, I bought around the 18 cent area. I don't know if we get back to 18, but if we get around here, maybe I will be considering taking some profits and potentially buying back in lower. If we look on the 4 hour, we have this pretty significant diagonal trend line. I hope that we have 57 minutes left. I hope that it can hold above this support. So Cspr not looking too good. So keeping a close eye on that. Now, fan favorite, I hope. It is XRP. Let's see. So this morning XRP had a very, very bullish move, but now obviously we all know whenever XRP pumps, the rest of the market just collapses and comes to break XRP's momentum. Now, this doesn't scare me, but I just want to hold. I mean, it is pretty bearish that XRP broke above this resistance and then fell back down. But if Bitcoin can reverse today, if it finds its bottom and starts going back up a little bit by the daily close, then I think XRP will definitely regain some of this ground and have a bullish close above this resistance. I'm going to see how the markets play out, how price action continues to develop by the remainder of the day, and maybe I will make a video solely on XRP to upload later tonight. Now, one coin that I have been keeping my eyes on is Spell. Spell was just added to Coinbase yesterday, and it's very, very funny how this was the time when it was added to Coinbase, and then it's crazy. Nothing happened. Price pumped and then went right back down as if nothing ever happened. So I'm not really used to buying those exchange pumps, but I did try to play it off this time and it didn't work out. But I don't think that's the end for Spell. Spell is probably the cheapest coin on Coinbase right now, which is a huge deal. People always tell you, oh no, this coin is too expensive, I don't want to buy it. That's why people FOMOed into Doge, FOMOed into Shiba Inu. They buy for, I don't know, a couple thousand, couple hundreds, and they have what, 1 million shares. So this is what people are looking at because they all create the scenario where they have hundreds of thousands of shares of a particular coin and it would go to $1 or more. So the cheap coins will always attract a lot of attention. And don't forget, Coinbase Pro has more smart money and Coinbase app has more of the dumb money. People who FOMO into pumps and who are literally going to throw their money at anything that is green. So now zooming out, this is bearish. This is bearish, closing below the 21 MA, the 8 EMA, and the middle band of the Keltner channel on the 4 hour, but there is lots of support here. We can see this support much more clearly on the daily chart. Yeah, I want Spell to close the daily above this this support, so around the higher than 14 and around 15 area. And as soon as BTC finds its floor and can work its way back up, I think that Spell could easily close the daily above that level. We still have 5 hours left, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that. Now, if we look at the 1 hour chart, this is also a pretty nice, place to buy. Pretty nice support, because below that, then I think that spell could just, I don't know how far down it could go, but if it holds this level, I think we can bounce and get back over this now resistance. Whenever price is too far extended from the 21 MA, the 8 EMA, and the Keltner channel, this is when you want to be buying, because price tends to always revisit these areas, and if it wants to go lower, it will revisit before going lower. Nice resistance here, so I think Castro will definitely bounce back to 15 and 1.5 and 1.6 cents sometimes today. But if Bitcoin keeps on dumping, then probably not. So we will keep a close eye on that. So that's it for today's video, guys. Maybe I will upload an XRP video later today. So I will drop the link to my Twitter down below. I constantly update all day on Bitcoin and different altcoins. So if you please enjoyed this video, please drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, guys.